Hi everyone, I'm Chungwon for Gotta Be Mobile, and in this video we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Camera 2, which is an Android-powered smart camera, and it's the second generation model that Samsung has created. In this video we're going to go ahead and take a look at what the Samsung Galaxy Camera 2 does. We're going to also compare it to the Samsung Galaxy Camera 1, or the original Samsung Galaxy camera, and see some changes in both the design and performance of both models. And then of course we're going to also do a size comparison with Samsung's Galaxy S4 Zoom, which includes phone functionality in a smart camera package. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Galaxy Camera 2. As you can see right off the bat, between the first generation model in white on the left and the second generation model, which is in black on the right, the Galaxy Camera 2 is available in both black and white colors, and it's also available with Wi-Fi connectivity. Right off the bat, you'll notice that the Galaxy Camera 2 sports a more retro and more pleasing aesthetic design with the faux leatherette trimming here and the chrome looking top and bottom plates, which gives it a more rangefinder feel to it, and it's something that's borrowed from Samsung's Galaxy NX300 flagship mirrorless camera line. So comparing the two models, you can see this the first generation model is more clean and simple, and it has more of a point and shoot aesthetic, whereas this has more of a premium rangefinder aesthetic, which helps to justify the $450 entry price tag for the Galaxy Camera 2, which comes Wi-Fi only at this time. Also, between the two models, the Galaxy Camera 2 is a little bit lighter. It's about half an ounce lighter than the original model. And in the hands, what that translates to is if you have both models, you'll notice that the Galaxy Camera 2 is a little bit more light. And it also feels a little bit more hollow. Another reason for the weight reduction is that these top and bottom plates are actually, although they do look like chrome, they're actually plastic, so it helps to shave off the weight. Whereas on the Galaxy Camera, the original, it feels more of a premium unibody construction with the metal housing or the metal casing of the camera itself. So although you're shaving a little bit of weight, you're doing it at the sacrifice of some of the build quality or the build material in the Galaxy Camera 2. The Galaxy Camera 2 also new to this year is that there's a slight thumb grip here on the right edge of the LCD screen. So this allows you to more comfortably and ergonomically maneuver the camera with one hand and shoot. So you're going to feel a little bit more comfortable using this camera with the thumb grip, although we did wish that the grip was a little bit bigger to accommodate larger fingers so that you're not accidentally brushing up on the buttons or any of the menu commands on the right edge of the LCD screen. Speaking of the LCD screen, the screen is very bright and you can see the screen very vividly, even under direct sunlight, which is a plus because if you're out shooting in the sun, you'll want to be able to see the screen so you can compose your image and see what's inside your frame, as there's not a hot shoe mount to mount an EVF on top. So you're mostly going to be interacting with this bright LCD screen. It's a 4.8-inch display, and Samsung calls it Super LCD or Super Clear LCD technology. It does have a 720p resolution, so it's roughly about the same screen, same dimension and resolution as the original Samsung Galaxy camera. So not much has changed aesthetically as far as the screen goes. It does come with Android 4.3 Jelly Bean out of the box, which means you're going to have functionality like Google Voice Search or Google Now. And of course, you'll need to be connected to Wi-Fi for Google Now to work. We're not going to set that up right now. New to this year's model is NFC. So if you have an NFC capable phone such as Galaxy S4, Galaxy S3, or the Galaxy Note 3, you'll be able to tap your phone to the Galaxy Camera 2 to share photos captured on the Galaxy Camera 2 to your phone. This is important if you're out shooting in the woods, if you're hiking or out about town and you're not near a Wi-Fi hotspot. You can still go on the internet, surf the web, download applications, or more importantly, share photos and experiences to Facebook and Instagram just by sharing your photos via NFC to your smartphone, and then from your smartphone you can use your mobile broadband connection from your favorite wireless carrier to then upload the images right away to your social media network or email them out. On the bottom here, you'll have a tripod mount as well as a release latch here, which opens this door. And you'll find that there's a single micro SD card slot here along with the battery. The camera does have 8 gigabytes of storage on board along with 2 gigs of RAM, but you can augment the storage capacity with a card up to 128 gigabytes. So you're going to have plenty of storage depending on how much extra you buy with the memory card. There's also a micro HDMI port here, which is also accessible even without the battery door open, and you just pull up on this latch here to open the door for the micro HDMI, and here you can connect the Galaxy Camera 2 to an HD TV or a projector and share your videos and photos that way. On the other edge, you're going to have a lanyard loop here where you can attach a neck strap or a wrist strap and more securely hold your Galaxy camera this way. There's also an audio jack here to connect headphones, so you can use this as your media player and play movies or music on the go if you have them downloaded to your phone. And then of course you have a charge and sync port here, which I like this design better than the original as it stays open and it's not just a rubber flap, which was what it was before, and you had to swing out of the way. So this is a little bit more elegant on the Galaxy Camera 2 in terms of usability and aesthetic. And you can connect a micro USB cable here to your computer to charge and sync or to a wall outlet. On the top, you have a power button along with the shutter button here, which is a dual stage button. And once you press in on the shutter button, it will extend the 21 times zoom lens out. There's also the zoom ring here, so you can toggle the zoom or the music if you're not in the camera. So if you're not in the camera mode, if you toggle this, it will adjust your volume. But if you're in camera mode, it will toggle the zoom lens to go from 1x to 21x zoom. And then on the top, you have also a button to activate the flash. This is a pop-up flash, so once you push the button, the flash module will push up. The nice thing this year is that the flash doesn't just go straight up, but it actually has a tilting hinge here, so you can articulate the flash upwards. So if you're shooting a person or a portrait and you don't want harsh lighting if you're indoors, you can bounce the flash off the ceiling by just using your fingers and tilting the flash upwards, and this will give you a more soft and natural light. On the original Galaxy camera, the flash just pops up as so, and it just goes up and down, so there's no tilting mechanism, so you can't adjust or compensate for the harshness of the flash by tilting the light from the ceiling or a reflector. And of course, with the Galaxy Camera 2, you also have an autofocus assist lamp here. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of the camera features of the Galaxy Camera 2. Under the hood, you're going to have a quad-core 1.6 gigahertz processor. It's a little bit faster than the quad-core on the Galaxy Camera, the original model. And this really does help if you're taking images that require you to stitch the photos, such as an HDR image where a series of photos are taken with various exposure levels and then stitched together to bring out the details in the shadows or the light areas. You of course have a 21 times optical zoom, so you can get in pretty close to the to a subject. And of course, this is a little bit too close, so you're not going to be able to focus here. But if we go out to 4 times zoom, you can see that focus works fairly well. Main difference between the Galaxy Camera here in white and the Galaxy Camera 2, which we're looking through the lens with, is that things are a little bit faster in camera mode. You're not going to notice any increase in performance while opening or launching Android applications, but when you're using the camera, focusing is a little bit faster and capturing and saving images, you'll feel that there's little lag involved with the Galaxy Camera 2, not that there was any to begin with on the original Galaxy Camera. Like the original Galaxy camera, you're going to have various different modes and settings that are conveniently accessible via the toggle here on screen. Most of the time, users are going to be taking pictures in auto mode because it gives it a lot of flexibility and you don't have to think about which modes you're going to be using. However, if you're taking more specialized photos and need to go into a smart mode, you're going to be rather overwhelmed with how many more options Samsung has given you. Because this doesn't have a secondary camera on the screen side, which on a phone we'll call it a front-facing camera to take a self-portrait or a selfie, you're going to be capturing most of your selfie using this the main camera lens, and you're going to be shooting blind if you're doing that. So with the selfie alarm, essentially what it does is that it will allow you to capture images when the camera detects that there's a face. So once it detects your face within the frame, it's going to automatically capture the image. There's continuous shot, there's burst mode, which gives you 4 frames per second, landscape, macro, indoor shots, action shots, panoramics, just a various number of different options here, as you can see scrolling through the different modes. So it does feel a little bit overwhelming. My most favorite mode is night mode, which allows the camera to take a number of different shots. It's similar to how HDR works, and it stitches the shots together so that when you're looking at the image, you're not going to notice any noise or grains in the image, and you're going to get a lot of details. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the camera sample images that we've captured, both in daylight and at night. And we're going to just go ahead and take a look and see how that performs. Sometimes when you're launching the camera album rolls, you'll notice that there's a little bit of delay, and we're going to just go ahead and see how long it takes to actually launch the camera roll. Sometimes it just feels like it's frozen, but it's actually not. So here it goes. So these images were taken on Stanford University at night. And as you can see here, just looking at the pictures, you're going to get a lot of detail. This is without flash. It's just using the natural street lamps that the campus is illuminated with. And you can see here, looking through the main quad, you can see quite a bit of detail going on in the bricks. And this is without zoom, of course, so this is at 1x. Again, you can visit gottabemobile.com for the full review, where we're going to post all the sample images that we've captured, so that you can have a better idea of how the camera performs both in daylight and at night. And let's go ahead and zoom in on the Stanford Memorial Church. And this is captured with night mode. Again, no flash. This is just with the available light. And this is a picture of the stained glass window, and this is at 1x zoom from this image. So this is with 21 times zoom just from the church. And you can see that even without the flash, using night shot, there's quite a bit of detail that's retained on the stained glass window, and this is with the lens fully extended. The main difference between the Galaxy camera and the Galaxy Camera 2 is actually when you're using the zoom lens. So although you have a 16 megapixel sensor on both cameras, optical image stabilization, and 21 times zoom, when you're zoomed in, let's go ahead and activate the camera one more time. When you're zoomed in on the Galaxy Camera 2, even if you can't get a focus as we have here, and you know, like my hand isn't the most steady hands right now, but you can see that even with me wobbling the camera, you're not going to get too much of a camera shake, although the image isn't quite in focus right now. Let's go ahead and go back because we're too close to the subject with 21 times zoom. But even without the image being in focus, you can see that the camera shake isn't really too apparent with the Galaxy Camera 2. Go ahead and exit out of this. And let's go ahead and launch the original Galaxy camera. With 21 times zoom on here, you're going to notice a lot more camera shake. So any slight movement of the hand, and you'll notice Even with optical image stabilization, you're going to get a little bit of a shaky preview. The OIS will kick in once you activate the shutter button, and when you capture the image, it should be relatively blur-free depending on the available light you have. But here you can see Samsung has dramatically improved optical image stabilization. Let's go ahead and go back to the home screen where you have Android 4.3. Samsung has layered on the TouchWiz user interface. This is more of a minimal interface layer. You're not going to get any of the complicated or extra settings that the Galaxy S4 or the Galaxy Note 3 has, including multi-window view for multitasking, or sensors to detect that your eyes or your face is looking at the screen to prevent it from turning on or pausing and playing videos automatically that way. So you're not going to get a lot of the confusing aspects or elements of TouchWiz that Samsung thinks would enable the user experience on a smartphone on the Galaxy Camera 2. You'll still see the familiar icons and layout, and it does have access to Google's Play Store. So the benefit of having a smart camera is that you can download any number of photo editing application from the Google Play Store and use a consumer level application rather than having to wait to go home, plug this into your computer, and then trying to learn Adobe Photoshop that way. So it doesn't require a professional to use, while you still have plenty of flexibility with a 21 times zoom, 16 megapixel sensor, and optical image stabilization. I'm Chang Nguyen for Gotta Be Mobile. Be sure to join me at gottabemobile.com for the full review of the Galaxy Camera 2, where we're going to discuss more of the features and view some of the sample images on the website. So remember, visit www.gottabemobile.com on your browser. Thanks for watching this video review of the Galaxy Camera 2.